Thank you all for attending, and welcome to the 2019 Stone Product Launch and Marketing Initiatives webinar. This is Mary Ann Cox, and I'm here with
Chris Bird.
The infamous, the one and only Chris Bird.
They broke the mold, and they make me.
And then we broke him, and we'll continue to do so. So for today, we're going to talk about the launch. Well, Chris will start off with reviewing his launch, and then we'll touch base on all the marketing support materials to support the launch, as well as new marketing materials that we have recently introduced or that will be coming up very soon, and display initiatives for 2019. If you did attend the Tile webinar already, you can drop out when we start the new marketing materials because it is basically the same information. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Chris and let him get started.
Thank you, Mary Ann. This year's launch for us is actually going to be one of the smaller and more concise offerings to launches to what we've ever done in our offering. But I really feel strongly that it strengthens our offering and really brings more sophistication to the offering with what we brought. It starts off with the Dramatic Decorative Accents, the Waterjet collection. These are very sophisticated looks. These are the Waterjet type looks that you might see in some other boutique locations. Very pleased with what we've created because we took a lot of feedback from the field, from your customers, from so on and so forth, to really develop the colors as well as designs that they need, and also take into consideration, some intricacies that your customers are concerned about when working with similar products. These are 5 really high-end designs. These are all Waterjet designs, things that just really need to be more precise. You can't really do this any other way than with Waterjet. Great thing about this is we also have 3 stylish colors, 3 stylish color blends with this that we feel go with our offering very well. But the best thing about this is really the consistency. So when we show you a design, it's nice to know that, show you a color, just know that that color is available in every design. This series was actually inspired by a lot of the more prestigious streets that you will see around America. So this is really a prestigious offering for us as well as your customers. Broadway, we really like this one. It's a kind of an interwoven square look. You've seen this look before in fabrics. You're seeing where more fabric looks are making its way into floors, more on the decorative side. Really like the colorations that we chose for these. The Carrara and Bardiglio, should be the winner. Our customers really like our Carrara and what we do with the Carrara. The Bardiglio, if there's a color that just absolutely goes with Carrara, it's absolutely Bardiglio. Dalla and Fasana, just a nice warm gray, and the Fasana just accents it perfectly. Calcutta and Thasos, this one was actually more contentious when we were designing it because you try to put other colors with Calcutta and it just seems to fight it. You try to go with something more beige or more gold and it just tries to fight it. But we really ended up with the most subtle color we could with it. Calcutta, we really liked the way it came out, more tone on tone. Michigan Avenue is also known as the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. We really like this one, kind of an interwoven diamond look. You may have seen designs similar to this in the market, but never really this exact one. Ocean Drive is that street in Miami. If everybody has a picture in their head of Miami, it's basically right there on South Beach, they're thinking of Ocean Drive. This type of ribbony lantern look is very popular in the field. It's very soft,
like
waves.
The ocean.
There we go. Waves like the ocean. Very, very popular in the field. Park Avenue, I like this one a lot. Just kind of an interwoven square look, if you will. Has a lot of character to it. Really like this one. And actually, my personal favorite is this one, Rodeo Drive, as in Beverly Hills. Really, absolutely love this design as the fact that it is subtle enough to be used as a backsplash, but you can also see somebody doing a full, decent sized area floor with this as well. One of the big things with this series that you might note is that these sizes look pretty big and some of these designs actually look very intricate. We took the designs of this very seriously. We knew that there's a lot of small pieces that might happen with something like the Park Avenue here. Honestly, we knew that this might be an issue with installers, so we designed this to be very easy to work with. There is quite literally you look at these little dots, that's where you make your first cut. Basically connect the dots, make a straight line right there, and just go from there. There will be next to no waste. What we like that this did to our offering is it really strengthens what we do and what we do very well. Our Calcutta offering is quite broad, has lots of wonderful pieces, parts and pieces, but as with the Calcutta, we're getting more and more questions of we love this, but what's next? We have customers looking for something a little more sophisticated. As you can see how this looks with our offering, this is a very sophisticated offering of Calcutta. Carrara, which we do exceptionally well. I think this slide really just tells the story of how good we are with our white Carrara offering. We have mosaics at every price point, we have every size that you're looking for, and then we also have that next level water jet look that your customers are looking for. Same thing with Bardiglio Nuvolado. What accents Bardiglio? It's actually Carrara. That's what most people are using. I saw this slide for the first time this morning, and I am very impressed. I love it.
Looks pretty with that wood hood, oven hood, range hood.
Absolutely. Hey, I need to not show this to my wife. She'll get a lot of ideas. The next collection that we're launching for 2019 is the Dramatic Decorative Accents. It's really the Palace collection. This is the strength of our offering, is that next level, not the opening price point, not the luxury offering, but customers really like what we've put together in our premium pricing category. We decided to go with 4 patterns and 4 colors. One color is going to be very new to you. It's called Iceberg. We're very pleased with this color as it is just a chameleon with all these off-white tiles that you're going to see out there. It just goes with basically everything. The names were inspired by palaces around the world. Buckingham Palace in London. This right here, pickets are very timeless. It's actually also very on trend right now. This is a beveled picket. Kind of falls in line with our 2x4 beveled product, but you now have a little more sophisticated look with some depth. Taj Mahal in India, what I like about this one is you get 2 different looks. I remember when we were developing this, I'm like, well, I don't know that we need another lantern look. But when I actually turn to walk away from this one, I get to see how it looks at the bottom of your screen right now, looks vertical. So you actually have a design that can work both ways. Topkapi, I get to say this was inspired by one of our best-selling mosaics of all time, the Burano Victorian mosaic. That look is very well received. Customers really like that softer type picket, softer picket-like look. Topkapi is a palace in Istanbul. Versailles, your customers may have seen something like this one, but they haven't seen this one. This is actually a much larger format than what I've seen in the market. we decided to go with, increments of 6 inches versus increments of 3 and 4 inches. It works out, as with the WaterJet collection, that we designed this to be very easy to install. This mosaic happens to be a 9 by 12 mosaic, so it's just very easy to work with, next to no waste. Same thing goes with each design in this series. Really like how this strengthens our offering of the Marmara and so on and so forth. Please don't pay too much attention to the colorations of this that you'll see in this. It looks a lot better in person. The Palisandro especially, this really gives us a fantastic look to our Palisandro collection. Absolutely love what you did with the Versailles Palace, showing this one vertically. I can absolutely see this being the most popular way that people install this. Great job, marketing team.
Thanks, Chris. I'll pass that on to the team.
All right. Brick ledger panels.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out. This was actually inspired by brick tiles that you might see, as well as the timeless look of split face. This has a very interesting look that you just don't see every day. It does look like these products have a grout joint, but it doesn't. You might see it better here, where you can see that the pieces are kind of are routed out. So it has a fake grout joint on there, if you will. So it's a dry stack product. This is done in our 5 most popular travertine colors. We do an exceptional job with this one. One thing to note on this is the corners on this. We sell this by the box only. There is a specific way that these corners need to be installed. It's an A and a B alternating. It's very important that you take that into consideration when you're installing it. That's the main reason we actually sell this by the box only. Limestone coordinates. This series is really taking a look at the strength of our limestone offering, which is fantastic, and it's growing by leaps and bounds year after year after year. What we wanted to do on this was take a look at our offering, update the colors, maybe get rid of a couple of slower movers, not really what your customers are asking for, but more than anything was to strengthen what we have decided to keep as part of our limestone offering to make sure it does have matching decoratives. We decided to go with 3 great looks of mosaics, make sure everything has a 4x12 as well as a cigar. Our Fasana offering has now been updated to include the wonderful linear hex mosaic, a 2x2 hexagon mosaic, as well as the 2x4 brick. In talking with a lot of our customers, they felt like the 2x2 hex was actually close enough to having a 2x2. Just works as for those applications where somebody needs something somewhat square. The 4x12 for us is a wonderful size that our customers are using both floor and wall. So what you'll see on here is that the offering has, the additions to this offering are replicated through the offering. Solid gray, just that perfect warm gray, nice and consistent, now has a great matching program. Basalt black is actually a growing trend. We're just watching everything we bring in black. The sales on that are increasing year after year after year. Definitely made sense that we had some decoratives to match this great line. Chihuahua, just nice warm beige with some gray to it, that transitional gray, if you will. Strengthening the offering on this one was very much a must to hit the great price points with it, but making sure we had decoratives is really going to be what turns the corner on this one. Mediterranean blue is very interesting with this product especially, whereas we tell customers that, oh yeah, absolutely, the blue Lagos, coordinates with us quite well, as it does, but the customers are really looking for something that matches it closer. So to have a few designs that match our Mediterranean blue is important.
My favorite stone, by the way. One of my favorites is your Mediterranean blue.
They're all my favorites. They're all my babies. I don't have an ugly baby.
They're all your favorite?
Yes.
Your babies, I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have an ugly baby. Iman Cream is a nice, warm, actually it's a nice, subtle, beigeish gold. We do exceptionally well with this, and it makes sense that we would strengthen the offering of this one as well. This actually concludes the product portion of the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Chris. That was fantastic.
Your presentation was exquisite.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the marketing launch support for Chris's new introductions. The first thing we're going to take a look at are the individual elements to support each of those new series or new introductions. Of course, every series will get a display board, which is the large board. And just to talk a little bit about the dramatic decorative accents for the marble and the limestone, what we did there was we were very careful about how to show this series and these mosaics while showing, actual pieces to give you the color, and then actual elements to show you the true size of the mosaic. So what we did was we pulled out a portion of each mosaic so that you have physical pieces on the board, and then we showed all three colors amongst those pieces on the board. What we also did was under each mosaic, we showed you pictures of every coloration that it comes in. So it should be very clear for anyone shopping the display that that particular piece is just a portion of the mosaic, and that it comes in multiple colors. So we did the same thing for the Palace collection, showed you pieces of each, and did all of the colors, and then showed all of the images available, all the images of the colorations available below that piece. The other thing is the ledger panels are slightly different. We've created a new board for the brick, and we've combined all of the other ledger panels onto one board. And then we'll be updating the limestone mosaic board, or the limestone board. So every series will also get a postcard, and then the limestone will have an updated design board as well. I also wanted to just point out that if you recall last year, we transitioned from individual series brochures to postcards. And in doing so, we did recognize that the marble mosaic collection obviously would not all fit on one postcard, and we did not think it would do it justice by separating them into individual postcards. So that always stayed as a brochure, as the small square brochure. So we will update that mosaic brochure. It will change from a marble mosaic to a decorative accents brochure, where we'll cover all of the dramatic accents as well as the standard marble mosaic collections, and we'll probably incorporate for sure the limestone and some other key decorative elements as well throughout the stone collection. So that will be updated. That will be available as a brochure with the launch elements as well. And Chris's availability, you want to touch base on product availability?
Sure.
Real quick?
Everything is actually in production, some sort of production. A lot of the products are on their way now, leaving soon, but you should be able to expect inventory for all of these products to arrive in our DCs by the end of February.
So with inventory availability culminating at the end of February, we are looking at a early April launch. Obviously, if we can get it out sooner, we can, but we want to be realistic, and once we have a better idea of for sure when that launch date will be confirmed, we'll provide you with that information in the communication. So when you're looking at the launch kit and updating the displays, you'll have 5 boards will come out. You have a tumbled marble summary board coming out, the Crema Imperial, the limestone, and the 2 travertine or the 2 ledger panel boards will come out because they'll be updated. And then going into the display, you'll have the dramatic marble accents, the Palace collection, the updated limestone will go back in, the new brick will go back in, and then an updated ledger panel will go back in. So you'll have 5 boards in your launch kit for this introduction. The other thing I did not touch base on, or I have a slide for, is the catalog. We are updating the catalog as well, and we are planning to have the catalog available by the end of February or early March at the latest. So stay tuned for those details that we'll share with you soon. So as we move on from the launch, that's everything that we want to talk about as far as the new introductions. But we do have some new marketing tools. If you, as I mentioned, if you've participated in the tile, you can drop out. For those of you that are staying on, we have some new marketing tools that will be useful for you. We have a designer chip box that we communicated within the last month or so. It's a great tool. It is sold as a box and chip card only, so everything is customizable. You'll order the box, you'll order the blank chip cards, and then you pick and choose what materials or what selections you want to go in the box for your individual customers. It can be tile, it can be stone, it can be mosaics. And depending on what you put in there, it will hold an average of 20 to 22 samples. However, if you choose to make one of wall tile only, you're obviously going to get many more pieces in there because of they're much thinner than the other tiles. The great thing about it is that the chip card can also be used to hold samples that goes in libraries that only use drawers, that don't need the box. So it's a very versatile marketing element. Also new is a tabletop display. It holds 13 samples. It's really designed more for smaller format products, but it can hold up from a 4 1/4 up to a 16-inch tile. It's available as a display only, and you can pick and choose the samples you want to go in it. So it does hold, the thickness of the slots are suited for both tile and stone, so you can mix both of those types of materials together. They are available, and we have a communication in process and will be published within the next few days. Also coming soon is a mosaic hanger display. Many of you have probably seen these in our showrooms. This hanger display holds 10 of the mosaic hangers from our mosaic display. It is also available as the display only because you can customize it for your individual customers. And the great thing about this is it can be used in conjunction with a tabletop display. So you can coordinate stone or tile to go along with the mosaics and place them together. This display is in production, so we are still a few weeks out on availability. And as soon as we have that information, we will communicate it in a bulletin with all the relevant details. So now I just want to touch real quickly on the display focus for 2019. As you know, in the past few years, we've really focused on selling the displays and getting them into dealers' locations and replacing our old InterCeramic displays or competitors' displays. This year, we're going to transition from a selling focus to updating and registering. So we want to make sure that as you visit your customers throughout the year, not just at launch times, that you're making sure that your stone displays as well as the others are updated with all of the current elements, as well as making sure those displays are registered. We will reissue the registration process, but if you have any questions, you can contact Casey Douglas and she can help you through that process. So make sure that you are getting out and updating your stone displays and registering them so that we have them in our system. And then in the summer, we're going to be updating the mosaic display. It's very far behind for an update. We realize that, but with all of the new stone mosaics as well as the glass and ceramic mosaics that we've reviewed in the tile webinar, it's the perfect time to update the display, and it will happen in the summer. So what will happen is we'll have an update kit that we'll send out for all of the existing displays in the field, and we'll specify what comes out to accommodate the new collections going in. And then we'll update the overall pack out for all future shipment of displays. So as we get closer to that and we have more details, we'll communicate the information as well. So with that said, as a wrap-up, as a reminder, we have an April launch. All elements will launch together. Full marketing support aligns with the April launch. We reviewed some new marketing tools, and check your email over the next few days for the communication with those details. And we have more coming in 2019 that I'm sure you'll all be very happy with. And as far as the display focus, make sure you update and register your stone displays, and stay tuned for a mosaic update in the summer. So what we're going to do now is take a look and see if we have any questions. I don't see any, so if you have any questions, type them in the Q&A right now, and we'll hang on for a second and see if anything comes through. Anything else you'd like to say, Chris?
No, ma'am. I think you've done a great job with marketing the products. I feel strongly that, we can hit the April launch time frame that you had there.
Okay, so I guess that ends our presentation for the day. I want to thank you all for coming, and Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
You're welcome. You have a lovely holiday.
Same to you.
Okay, thanks everyone. Have a great day.